How's it going, guys? It's Hello US, pretty much BYC. I want to go over a trade that I actually took, man. I'm not really happy about. For one reason, I actually took a trade. I did decent on it for the size, the account that I have. I end up making like $27 on this particular trade. And it's a couple things that I'm going to talk about what I most definitely had did bad on this trade. I want to most definitely not do this again. So long story short, just to be kind of brief and quick, I entered the trade here at 11:09, um, and I entered a call position, and I actually entered there. I think it was the 319 calls I had entered in. Yeah, I think it was the 319 calls. No, it probably was 320. Let me check and see. Let me make sure. I don't want to. Yeah, it was three. It was 319 calls I entered in this position right here on this candle, and I exit on this candle right here. So right after I exit on this candle, what I saw was this area right here. I felt like this area here was pretty much back going in on a downtrend, and we was most definitely we actually rallied up earlier. We rallied up early. We came down. We rallied up. I also did a trade on this too. I caught a trade on this, and I also saw it start coming up on me, and I actually got a trade. So pretty much I had bought a put option on this one. But long story short, we came down. We actually touched this support line here. I think I actually moved this line, but we touched this support line, which is practically like the lows. What is it? Aftermarket and pre-market lows of the day before and the morning before the trade. And we rallied up here to 321.82, and then we practically we came down after hitting this area here. Pretty much a supply zone. Things pretty much just fell down, and we kind of came back up a little bit more, and it just immediately dropped. One thing I did do right on this particular trade, I was patient. Once I actually had gained profits from this particular area here, off this put option, it wasn't a lot, but I was profitable. That's pretty much what I was happy about. We pretty much rallied up and we came down. I actually waited for this particular trade, and another thing too is um, I used to have a serious problem about my entry points. Now I am becoming better than I was before, for certain. Um, I love to get in really after. I love to see a hammer. Well, this a hammer right here. I love to see a hammer with a decent power candle that has a decent amount of volume. When I see that, I will probably have got in on this particular candle right here. Let me clone this right here, and let me change the color. This is pretty much I would have liked to got in on this candle. Let me change the color of this right here. I'm gonna make this another color. There we go. I would have liked to got in on this candle, but I was pretty much just trying to scope things out to see if things was going to really take off how I thought it would. So pretty much, I got in on this kind of here. Things practically ran up. But the thing about it is, it kind of got me a little upset about the trade is I got out too early, and in the world of the data that I was processing, I got out pretty perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, no loss, it's all profit. But the thing about it is, I should have stayed into this trade. And then another thing, what I'm noticing is I'm actually now outgrowing taking one contract. I feel as if now I'm growing into being able to take three contracts, get in, sell two, and keep a runner. That's primarily how I'm looking at things now. And it's a couple things I'm gonna actually go over. The first thing I did wrong was okay. Let me go back to the end of the day. Look at what happened. We rallied back up into this area here, and then if you look into the consolidation period up here, this right here kind of made me flip. I did not believe that the Bulls and the Bears pretty much develop a neutral understanding. Okay, the price is here now. Like seeing QQQ at 321.82 at a time like this is like, nah, that's going to fall, but it tried to fall one time, and as you can see, you got a hammer here and you got a power candle. And it went here again and it stayed up and it never fell again. And it went into a slight wedge pattern. And once I thought it was for to fall again, There was one candle that it came all the way down and it pushed it all the way back up. And for now, it made it stands. And look where it's at now. So after seeing this, I'm like, yo, but I wasn't upset. To be honest, I was not upset until I scaled out on the chart. And when I scaled out on the chart, I saw this right here. This is what I saw. This. This what really bothered me about this particular trade right here. And the reason why it bothered me was because I was so focused on the move instead of the trade itself, you know. And I think now I have outgrown taking only one contract. I feel as if now I need to take three contracts. And to be honest with you, I think I'm going to try it in the sim account and to exercise that there so it won't really hurt me if I end up doing the wrong thing or taking the wrong trade. But as of now, when I seen this, I'm like, yo, I supposed to stay into that trade, man. It's a couple things I did wrong I'm gonna talk about. Once it came here and retested these lows right here, it practically ran it up. And it's several, I mean, it's so for example, let me chart it. I can chart out some more. I was focused on the move instead of the trade. Look at here. This was the downward channel that I actually had talked about recently. I'm not sure if you guys been checking out the channel, the things I have been talking about, but this is the channel that has been broken out of. And then also you can see it was, I guess you could say that was a slight retest right here in the in what is that pre-market, and it rallied the entire day. Now I'm jumping into some small, risking my money on these small wins. You know, overall, I think now the biggest thing is I was so focused. I had my phone so tied up into this little small screen right here. That's all I was seeing on my phone. I wasn't charting down. I wasn't gauging the levels that was being created within the within a larger time frame. And I most definitely feel as if that's what really mess throw me off with this entire trade. You know, I really felt like I was a winner until I actually kind of like, you know, came home, charted down and looked at the entire picture. So now, guys, make sure that you are gauging all time frames so you can really see what's going on. Because with this particular trade here, I cheated myself. Um, I want to talk about this too. A sufficient trading plan. A sufficient trading plan is where I failed at. So pretty much, also when I got into the trade, I didn't really have an A and B. I didn't have an A and Z. I didn't have an entry plan. I didn't have an exit plan. I was just so focused on the setup that the counters was going to give me for an entry and an exit point. And the moment it started to retrace, the trade started to retrace, I got out. Now, if I would have done charted down and looked at all time frames, I probably would have held. I most definitely would have held. And it went up all day as well. It didn't go up as aggressive as the day before, which is Thursday, but it continually went up, you know. Another thing I did wrong was I traded against the Dow. I'm not even going to look at the Dow, but I'm quite sure that it actually ran up. Let's look at it. Let's look at the Dow real quick. The DX Dow Jones. Yeah, is that going to be a Dow? Yeah, it also rallied too as well. It most definitely rallied. So I traded against the Dow. That was another thing I did wrong. Let me go back to QQQ. I traded against the Dow. That's another thing I did wrong. Speculated when to enter, when to exit the trade. Okay, I talked about that. Not respecting previous highs and lows of the stock. So I also talked about that. Make sure you zoom out and watch your highs and your lows and your levels, the area that the stock is actually that it traded in previously. You're looking for breaks and you're looking for supports. So therefore, you can make your money in those areas, but you don't want to cheat yourself. Look at this move, man. I was so focused on a move instead of a trade. That was not a trade. And then the thing about it is I was so light. I was super light. And the reason too I have been getting out at $20, $27, $40, $80 is because in a minute I'm going to be trading extremely heavy, like 10 contracts. That's practically heavy for the account that I actually have. But I still feel so bad about this trade. What else I got going on? Not analyzing different time frames of the trade. I talked about that. Not respecting trend changes in the lines. I talked about that as well. So another thing I want to go to is my Miller note real quick. I want to show you guys this. A couple documents I have. And these are the same points I pointed out earlier. I'm gonna read these things to you. All ships rise and fall with the tide. First, let's look at how the overall market consistently and predictably moves in patterns and trends. This is one of the most important factors in trading and investing. You must always invest and trade with the market, not against it. The Dow theory basic what is it premise? The market discounts everything. The stock market, being a barometer of the economy's health, is only the aspect of the Dow theory. A basic premise of the Dow theory is the market discount everything, meaning all information, past, current, and even future, is discounted into the markets and reflected in the prices of stocks and indexes. So pretty much, man, on here, don't trade against the Dow. I did that wrong. Invest versus speculation. I talked about this. Let's I want to zoom in on this a little bit. I can't really see it. See if I can get a zoom in. All right. Is it gonna let me do it? An investment operation. An investment operation is one which, upon through analysis promises safety of principal and an adequate return. Operations not meeting these requirements are speculative. So pretty much with this situation right here, I feel as if the reason why I trade so light is because I'm scared to lose. Even though I put so much, even though I put so much studies and a lot of technicals into what I'm doing, I still haven't developed that feel of what is it called? I'm not able to handle it emotionally yet. So I'm fit to start bumping up the number of contracts I get. I think I'm going to get right now. I'm gonna bump it up 2. Every now and then I may do 3, but right now I think I'm going to do 2, and I'm probably going to keep a runner. Another thing too, I don't want this to go out on me. I think it goes out at 15 minutes, but that's practically it, man. Um, to pretty much just stick to the bases and to sum up everything I'm saying, make sure you have a true analysis of the market. Make sure that you have analyzed the security that you're looking at in and out, different time frame, different chart patterns, um, checking out the pullbacks, looking at the levels, and also before even looking at the stock, make sure you look at the different indexes such as the Dow Jones, like QQQ. 9 times out of 10, you probably get the Dow. Then you're probably going to go to the Nasdaq. QQQ trade with the Nasdaq. So therefore, with the sentiment itself, you have an understanding how things practically going to trade. I actually missed out on a trade, man. To be honest, I could have took that trade here. And if you look at this area, this was the main support area. I have them listed right here. This was the day when everything fell. Everything pretty much kind of came, retraced back here, bounced, and it took off. It bounced outside of the downward channel and it been rallying ever since. So therefore, then on top of that, it traded all the way to this point here, which I caught a move on this actually coming back, but it's just overall, don't cheat yourself, man. And that's what I did. I was so busy looking at the small time frame, looking at what was going on today, instead of using all the information to size up a decent trade instead of just a move. Y'all be blessed, man. If you feel the same way, if you have done the same thing, comment down below. Let me know what you think about this information. I can actually link these books. Whatever it is, man. Y'all be blessed and keep trading with facts. Y'all be blessed.